Hello, been doing some updating on my Alesis Nitro. Sometime back we built the DIY toms to have a bigger surface to play on and the mesh heads, which that's been great. And I recently have been working on an upgrade of the mounting on these, because I ran into a situation that I needed these as well. I didn't want to drag all of this stuff somewhere else, and I just put these on and use these, and it's nice to have both. And so I have been working on a different mounting setup, as you can see. Now these fellas here are cable clamps. I'm familiar with them because when I was a child or a young teenager, my dad done logging. And of course my job was to pull the cable down a bluff to hook to some logs that they might winch it up. So these things are familiar to me. Almost scary. But no, that's great. I got to do things with Dad. But these cable clamps is simply, as you can see, if we can see, couple holes you bore in it and just get a little extra support. That's a piece of metal that I use to support it up. Bigger washers would probably work. And as you can see, it just simply bolts through and you slide your mounting bracket in there and snug it up. You don't have to torque it because you don't want to run the splines when you put them back on these. You want them to hold. Now let me walk over here and kind of give you a look at an almost finished product. Now first of all, you can see that that's rather sturdy. Okay, after doing this, you will want to brace it up because this Alesis Nitro isn't made for these big tom pads. It is made for what it's made for, the little 8-inch rubber pads. But I will give you a little look of what I've done, and you can see here. Here's a bracket that runs down to a brace up to the front of the drums underneath the tom. And that will support it when you're hitting it that way, and it won't put these in a strain and pull them down. I stripped one of mine, in which I used it over on the module so it didn't hurt anything. So that is another way that you can mount toms to any kind of a frame, if it's Alesis or whatever. The Alesis is a little flimsy, so you will have to brace it up. I couldn't stress that enough. So there you go. Okay, let's get into perhaps another way to mount your DIY tom pads to the Alesis Nitro, or actually you're not mounting them to this flimsy frame. You will just simply use it for cymbal stands. Okay, let's get into it. It most likely, if you have cut a set of these drums down, I wouldn't recommend, if you have a set of DWs, to cut them down, leave them. But get on eBay or somewhere and shop around and find what you need. These little brackets would be on there as well. And you will need some old cymbal stands to do this mounting setup. If you have saw the updates on Yamaha, and I think Alesis too, you can actually, that's how I know Yamaha, you can get a new version of them, and that's basically the way that they're mounted on old cymbal stands. So hey, if it'll work for Yamaha, perhaps it'll work for us. But a way of doing it, you just simply leave the old bracket on it, and this is an old set of Pearl, more like beginner series. My first set of drums that I had that got messed up. But nevertheless, you have this bracket, and you will simply get you an old stand, as you can see here, and you will need to make sure that it's the same size of what you have, and you may have to measure it. I think that's 3/4, I think. I'm not sure, don't bank on it. And there you have it. You tighten it down, adjust it to fit. It adjusts up and down. Hey, you can't beat it. And it's going to be there. Just make sure you got your bottoms out enough to support it. Other than that, there you have it, guys. Other ways of doing it.